I've had tragedy my whole life. It doesn't bother me. When I was growing up, every Easter, I just thought the cops were always invited. I'm from divorced parents. If you're from divorced parents, you know you have a good parent and a psychotic parent. Yeah, there's always a psycho, always. Because people that get along fine, share common goals and laughter, don't get divorced. They buy a motorhome and die years later in a campground in a bizarre propane explosion.
Babe, I can't get the valve to...
I had two bad parents, so I had to grade on a curve. And if you got two bad parents, because that's a weird one. Yeah, you got to come up with a baseline for who the good one might be. Okay, mom did meth, dad did other dudes for meth. Now, that's not my family. I'm just trying to make anybody who drove in from Riverside feel comfortable.
That's going to get cut from the special.
My mom, I hope a lot of you have good mothers. My mother, how would I describe my mom? Moms are amazing. My mom, oh God, what would I say? Diabolical Joker level supervillain, pretty much. Manic depressive schizophrenic, 185 IQ, spoke 4 languages, played concert piano, and shot and killed her third husband. She was a Renaissance woman. But when you're a kid, you don't know you have bad parents. They're just your parents. I remember when I was little walking around just like, how come there's no other kids are playing Hot Wheels with me at the Whiskey River Saloon at midnight? Why? I used to go to bars with my mom when I was little, when I was 4. I mean, I didn't go with her. She took me. I was like, yo, Mom, I'm 4. It's 10:30. Where's the party up in this piece? What are we doing? I need to get my apple juice swerve on. Can we go? Mom took me to bars with her because babysitters cost 3 drinks an hour. And she needed that 4th Harvey Wallbanger, goddammit. Which, by the way, is an old drink name I've been hearing my whole life, Harvey Wallbanger. I didn't figure out what it meant until I wrote this show. Harvey Wallbanger means you drink it and you bang off the walls. I don't think we should name drinks after what they do. Can I get a Harvey Wallbanger? She's gonna have a puke in my car later. Now, Mom and I were living here in North Hollywood at the time. North Hollywood, as you guys know, is a lot like Hollywood, except there's no money, mansions, or actors. A lot of Latinos live there. You could call it Hola Wood. And ironically, like Hollywood, there's a lot of Oscars. Yes. It's not racist if it worked here. And she would take me to these crappy cinder block bars that dot the San Fernando Valley. You guys in the bars, like these bars are all around with no windows to keep out the light and the hope. People drinking from 10:30 in the morning, just praying to God their lottery ticket hits so they can afford that stolen tourist replacement liver from Venezuela. And I'm in a bar, I'm 4 years old, and nobody cared because my mom was super hot. So, my future uncles... that's the California screwed up that I love so much. My future uncles overlooked it. And these guys would be hitting on my mom, and to keep me distracted, they would just give me Coca-Colas one after the other. Because it's easy to control a toddler at midnight when it's in a sugar coma. They would also pack the Cokes with bar cherries. Bar cherries. Have bar cherries as a kid? Wasn't that awesome? Yeah. That is not fruit! Bar cherries were invented in a lab at Dow Chemical. That's when they came. There is no fruit the color of a horny baboon's ass. It has never happened. With that red dye number 11 that it caused tumors in cinder block. There should be a class action suit for those who had to eat bar cherries as a kid. Hi, did you have a lot of bar cherries as a child? To this day, do you crap fuchsia? Do you see dragons when you sleep? Well, you could be entitled to compensation. Call the Bar Cherry hotline at 1-800-CAMP Lejeune. Yeah, I watch TV too, yeah. So we're in the bar one night. There was a band in the corner. It wasn't really a band. It was a guy with electric guitar, a guy with a snare drum, a guy with a tambourine, and a guy with a tambourine. And the tambourine battles were epic. And the band goes to take its band break, so Mom left with Uncle Guitarist to have a naked meeting in his office or Pontiac Firebird. Now, and I'm a little kid and I see an empty drum kit. I'm like, I'm gonna work on that solo from my Alvin and the Chipmunks album. And I sit down to the drums and I look back on this day. Everybody in that bar was in there drinking hard to forget their children. And I'm in the corner, ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da. And nobody killed me. That's how hot my mom was. But after about 20 minutes, I got up to go find my mom, like most 4-year-olds in a bar at midnight. And I walked out the front door of the bar into Victory Boulevard. As you guys know, Victory Boulevard is very ironically named. No one's ever had a victory on Victory Boulevard. A lot of victims, no victories. That's a local. And I just start walking into the barrio, and I'm white now. When I was a kid, I looked like I was Irish, German, and snowman. And I get picked up by the LAPD. And they knew I was lost. They didn't think I was turning tricks or anything. I mean, unless I was a prodigy. And my lips were red from the bar cherries. That joke's dedicated to the Boy Scouts of America and the Catholic Church. And the cops are freaked. They're like, what are you doing out here? Why do you smell like vodka? I go, that's what's in a Harvey Wallbanger. And they put me in the back of the car and we start looking for Mom. We come around the block like 4 times. Mom is standing in front of the bar, panicked, because she knows damn well if she loses her little boy, that child support stops. And you could tell she was upset because her blouse was all misbuttoned. And the cops get me out of the car and just start yelling at her. Excuse me, ma'am, is this your son? He's a little boy walking the streets at midnight. What is wrong with you? You should be nowhere near a child. Now take him back inside. And get him some bar cherries and martini olives so he has his fruits and vegetables. And they gave me back to her. And Mom was pissed. Cops drive away and she goes, what did I tell you? When I see police, I'm supposed to run. Right! Or what if they say, is your mommy an alcoholic? I say, no, she's just sad. And has an inner ear issue. That's my first memory in life. It's all right. I've made a lot of money off this shit. It's okay. Don't worry. And I look back on that, I always wonder, what would have happened had the cops taken me from her in that moment? I think I'd still be standing here. I'd just be doing brutal jokes about my foster parents. You can't stop being who you are. Here's the problem with this show and why it's my 10th one. These stories, I didn't know how, I have no normal stories. I have weird stories. you ever notice? I have just weird stories. Here's one about me getting kidnapped. Yeah, how do I segue to that? How do I set you guys up for that one? So after the bar incident, Mom realized she was mentally ill, she had an alcohol problem, was trying to raise a little boy, and she needed to change her life overnight. So she took that little boy and got rid of him. She sent him to Detroit to live with his great-grandparents. And people always ask me, Titus, you say you're a California boy, but you don't have a California attitude, you don't talk like a Californian, you talk too fast, you're kind of angry, why? And I always say, first rule of Detroit Kindergarten Fight Club is you don't talk about Detroit Kindergarten Fight Club. Second rule of Detroit Kindergarten Fight Club is I'm a little teapot, short and stout. You got a fucking problem? What? And I'm living with 2 85-year-old people from another century. You got sick around them, they didn't go to the CVS. They went in the backyard and dug medicine up. Oh, I had a bad sunburn once, made me take a bath in vinegar. I was like, these old people are marinating me. Are we out of cat food? It was weird. My grandpa was old. On a good day with my grandpa, they give me, boy, get up. It's Saturday. I'm going to take you out to the shed and I'm going to show you how to build a coffin. That's a good job. People are always dying. Come on. Now, back in California, my father looked around one day and was like, I used to have a small boy, right? And he decides he's gonna find out where I am. So he poked around, and by that I mean he slept with a couple of mom's friends. It means two things. And he decides he's gonna go kidnap his son because he hadn't thought it through. Next day I was on the plane to Detroit and he's drinking like it's a superpower, just pounding alcohol, loudly working out his kidnapping caper to the dude next to him, who he does not know at all because he hadn't thought it through. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna go get my kid. Those old people try to stop me, I'm gonna beat their ass. This is gonna happen. I'm sorry, I've been talking the whole flight, I apologize. What do you do for a living? And the man says, I'm the Detroit Metro District Attorney. Could I get another Harvey Wallbanger, please? But thank God horrible ex-wives are not rare, because this man was going through a divorce, and she was messing with his kids. So, instead of arresting my father when the plane landed in Detroit, from this point of the flight forward, this man gave my dad a seminar on how to legally kidnap a child. Yep. He was the Tony Robbins of child abduction. First, you gotta believe in yourself and trust the duct tape. So plane lands, my dad drives to my grandparents' house, knocks on the door, and I'm a little boy. I haven't seen my dad in about a year and a half. I think I was like 5. And my grandfather opens the door, and I see my dad. I'm like, Daddy, I just hugged his legs. He's like, oh my God, my son. Why do you smell like vinegar? Help me. And tells my grandparents, I haven't seen Chris in a while. I'd like to take him out and buy him a toy. And you gotta remember, I'm living with 2 85-year-old people. We had toys. We had a plow and a cotton gin. I was so happy I was gonna get a toy that was built after the Whiskey Rebellion. But my mother had lied to my grandparents about my father, because that's all divorce is about, lying to everybody, get him on your side. So my grandfather just snaps on my dad. You son of a bitch, you haven't paid a dime for this boy. You stop paying for him, maybe you can see him. Till then, get the hell away from my house. Besides, we got coffins to build, goddammit. But my father knew my mother very well. I mean, hell, he'd been stabbed by her. This came up when I was about 18 years old. I'm hanging out with my dad up in Northern California. All this divorce is way over. I'm 18. And out of the blue, he's like, yeah, your mom stabbed me a couple times. I said, what did you do? He said, which time? Which means he went back. And I was thinking, why would a man go back? Oh, mom was hot, that's why. Every man in here right now, she's not gonna stab me again. Or maybe that's how he got there, you know? Yeah. I had to think of that, now you do. There you go. So because my father knew my mother so well, before he left California, he'd taken 3 years of canceled child support checks, had them in his jacket pocket, and just whipped them out. Bam! I have kid receipts. This little bastard's been on layaway. So I get to go get a toy. We hop in the car. We start hauling ass across Detroit. And I'm a kid. I'm like, toy store. Dad's like, shut up. We'll get your toy at the airport gift shop. Yeah, the airport gift shop. The island of misfit toys. Any father in here that's ever bought your child a present from the airport gift shop, please get divorced and let a real man raise that child. You piece of shit. Oh, I got a toy. It was a Grover, but it had razor-sharp aluminum airplane wings and a United logo. Now, this is the first year of the 747s, and at that time in history, all stewardesses wore vagina skirts. It was amazing. Oh, I had an awakening at 5 years old. Like, Daddy, can she be our new mommy? I'm working on it, kid. So the DA told my dad, here's what you do. Get the kid on the plane, lock him down, then you run out to the terminal, because they used to let you do that. He said, go to a payphone, Google that. Then, You got to put coins in it. Google those. Dang. Call the grandparents. Here's what you say. My son was taken illegally from California. I'm taking him back. You know, fight me for him. I will see you in court in California. Then hang up the phone and get back on the plane, because if the cops show up, it is going to get dicey. So my father does that, runs back on the plane, sits down next to me. At that point, the pilot comes on and goes,
Ladies and gentlemen, we seem to be having a little problem with the aircraft right now. For myself and everyone here at Pan Am. It was a long time ago, people. It was a long time. I look like this because I moisturize. It was a long time ago. For me and all the employees here, we'd like to apologize, but we're going to be sitting here for about 3 hours.
Yeah, my father, to the day he died, said it was one of the scariest days of his life. He knew he was going to prison. And anybody who walked on the plane, they weren't maintenance. He knew they were FBI or CIA. I didn't see anybody. Because the second the pilot stopped talking, my father picked me up and put me in the overhead compartment.
I was just up there snuggling my Grover.
Which is a very cute thing for a child to say. Try saying that as a grown man anywhere.
I'm in here snuggling my Grover. That's why the door was shut.
Now that you busted in, you won't snuggle my Grover? I don't know what it means either. So we make it back to California. The plane lands, and I get to meet my dad's new wife. He was on his second wife. He had 6, by the way. And they have already had a new baby, my sister Shannon, who I met for the first time, and she had a kid from her first marriage, Troy, who was a year younger than me, and he had a couple of weeks of problems, because I came back with a Detroit attitude. Yeah, every morning I'd be like, who said you could have some Captain fucking Crunch? I'm sorry, you want me to build you a coffin? What? What? I have no normal stories. And I grew up in normal neighborhoods. I had normal friends, but that was weird too, because they would start to tell their normal family stories. And because of my life, I knew where they were going before they even got there. Like, oh, we were packing the station wagon to go on vacation. I put the suitcase on top of the ice chest, and your dad said you're a loser, and he can't believe you're the sperm that won, right? No. He said, why don't you take the suitcase off the ice chest so we have access to your mom's homemade roast beef sandwiches and apple wedges? Apples come in wedges? And that's a joke about a little boy who nobody ever cut up an apple for. Shut up! I'm fine. I'm fine! You just didn't mess with my dad's ice chest, man. My father was a traveling salesman, drove all around California, Central Valley specifically, sold fiberglass equipment. Always had an ice chest in the car to, as he said, keep his road beer fresh. Laugh all you want. I didn't know that wasn't a real thing until I was 10 years old. I was at my buddy Glenn John's house. By the way, his father was the principal of our elementary school, and they had me for dinner all the time, over for dinner all that, because I was that kid in the neighborhood. Let's show Chris what a real family looks like. I know, I'm kind of pissed too, and I like it. So we're in the middle of, we're having dinner, and their summer vacation was coming up, and I go, hey, what does your dad keep his road beer in? And the whole family went. Chris, do we need to find you some foster parents? Wouldn't make a damn bit of difference. You didn't mess with my dad's ice chest. He always, I do not remember a day in my life where he did not have an ice chest in the back of the car, and he always bought the styrofoam ones, the worst ones. They still make them, right? Why? We've invented better material. We have carbon fiber now. I mean, you don't want to build a submarine out of that, but an ice chest? We have video of that man going, they said it couldn't be done. What was going through his mind? His submarine, hey-oh! Shut up, I'm sorry. Nah. He deserves everything. I'm sorry, I get pissed if I have a weird Uber ride. You're gonna charge me 250 grand and implode me? 0 stars. You know those ice chests? Everyone has been on a family trip where one's in the back and you just hear that. That high-pitched whine that would make Vikings sterile. Oh my God. And my father was already on the ragged edge all the time, but 100 miles into a family trip with. We're behind him, my brother and I. It was like being in a werewolf movie. This is what it looked like. Give me the lid to that goddamn thing before I kill us all! Now my brother and I are slammed up against our car doors because we knew he couldn't hit us because we'd measured his reach when he was passed out. Then one of us would reach back, grab lid of the cooler, pass it forward, and I don't know, he did this maybe 10 times in life, going down the highway 80 miles an hour, just rolled down the window, and then my brother and I would turn around and watch the accident happen behind us. And that was vacation. So anyway, after my father kidnapped me, see how messed up that sentence is? After my dad kidnapped me, the court said I had to live with him most of the time. But I still had to fly down to Southern California and see my mom every couple of weekends. And I did that for a while, up until she left me overnight in Burbank Airport. I know it sounds bad. Because it's fucking bad! Remember the first time you were a kid and you walked into baggage claim and you saw the luggage slide out and you were like, oh, I could ride that. I got to ride that. Here's what happened. My dad put me on the plane in San Jose. I flew down to Burbank. The mini-skirted stewardess walked me off. And yeah, it's a fetish now and I don't care. And it's like 9 o'clock at night, and I'm 6, and nobody's there to pick me up. And it was the 70s, so this stewardess was antsy. She's like, I gotta go sleep with someone like your father. We gotta go. So she left, but before she did, she just handed me to the Burbank baggage crew. She's like, here's a 6-year-old, he's not tagged. And these guys had no idea what to do with the kid, so they took me into the bowels of the Burbank airport, put me in a box, and I rode the conveyor belts all night. Kept coming out on Carousel 3, the Widowmaker. Woo! That crazy psycho mom doesn't show up, I'm having a blast! So after that, the court said I had to live with my dad full-time because the airport refused to adopt me. Living with my father was interesting. He was a single father in the 70s. This is pre-AIDS, so he was busy. And partly responsible for AIDS. I think he would consider himself a field researcher. And I was his 6-year-old wingman. He would use me to get women. I'm a little kid. We'd go to these parents without partners, these singles things on like weekends. And he'd be like, her. And I'd have to go, I'm a little kid. I'll go to these women. My dad thinks you're gorgeous. He'd be like, oh my God, I can't believe he told you that. Hi, I'm Ken. You got any time to snuggle my Grover? You can tell I've never picked up a woman. It's weird, man. It's just weird to me that at 6 years old, I was a vagina grifter. My dad was interesting. It was interesting. He was between marriage 2 and 3 at the time, so he was already paying alimony and child support to other women, so I didn't have any child care whatsoever. I was a latchkey kid, which I loved. Latchkey kids are my favorite people in the world. Yeah. Because we're independent. Yeah. Being a latchkey kid was awesome. The freedom you had as a latchkey kid. Get out of school at 2:30, my God. Dad didn't get home till 7 o'clock because if you were a latchkey kid, you could start a small crime family. in that time. If you were a latchkey kid, you could burn the house down as long as you got it rebuilt by 7 o'clock. Dad'd come in, smells like smoke in here. I had a mesquite burrito. And redid the flooring. I just feel bad for every kid today, man. Every kid today is tracked by their cell phone, or their parents have injected their neck with an RFID chip like a pet Yorkie. Dude, what's that thing behind you? It's my mom's drone. Hi, Mom. How did they protect us latchkey kids? They gave us a single raw house key, hanging off an unbreakable Converse tennis shoe shoestring. Yep, nobody's gonna get this off of me. The house is totally safe. I'm an 11-year-old ninja. So I lived with Dad. I didn't see my mom between the ages of like 6 and 11 because she was in and out of mental institutions, you know. And so my dad filled the missing mother department with these amazing women he was banging. And then after he married those women, these other women he was banging, and that's why he has 6 divorces. And then when I was 11, out of the blue, my mom just calls. And she goes, hey, I'm out of the mental institution. I'm doing great. I'm on new medication. I've had great therapy. I haven't seen Chris in a very long time. Do you mind if I take him on a 2-week trip to Idaho over the summer? And since my dad hadn't heard from the FBI in about 27 months, that almost sounds like a joke, doesn't it? Well. My mom was a manic depressive schizophrenic. She heard voices, and you can ask any of our family and friends of hers. She told everybody that she worked for the FBI and or the CIA. And one day, the FBI showed up, and not for a peer review. They were like, ma'am, you don't work for the FBI. Mom was like, I got it, I don't work for the FBI. I know these stories are hard to believe. People, no one believes it. I had my own TV show about my life, and my writers didn't believe my life. They were all normal dudes. And I was the head writer, and I'd come in and go, hey, this happened, let's do stories about this. And these guys would go, this is bullshit. So when I was 25, my mom wrote me a letter. And she wrote me this letter on a serial killer typewriter. It dropped all the S's and N's about that far. And it was weirdly spaced, and just 7 lines, and here's what it said. Chris, everything's going well, got a new job, can't talk about it, because they're listening. They're listening to you write a letter? Your sister's doing great, but she's messing with me. She doesn't know who she's messing with. She was 8. So I'd kept that letter for many years because, you know, evidence. And then I got the TV show, and these guys kept questioning these stories, so I dug the letter out, and I stuck it to the writer's room wall at the Titus show. And anytime someone would go, come on, man, that didn't happen like that, I go, come here. Read it! Out loud to the group, please. Are we all back on the same page now? Good. Now you sit down and be funny. And that's why I no longer have a television show. So my father agrees to let his only son cross state lines with a certified mental patient. What could go wrong in this story? So she picked me up in Northern California. At the time, she had a 1972 Chevy Caprice Classic. It's a big car. Yeah, the car was massive. The car was built on the frame of a motorhome. You opened the glove box, it became a queen bed. The car had a Murphy glove box. And we start driving towards Idaho. We drive all day, you know, we slept at rest stops at night where nobody ever gets murdered. Mom called it camping. So every night my sister and I'd gather around the cigarette lighter and tell ghost stories. And if we wanted to be terrified, we'd just talk about our parents. And I have to be honest, it was the one time in my life my mom was absolutely the best mom. She was normal. Whatever medication she was on was working. She had these great friends in Idaho, which I did not expect at all. You know, I was 11. I had an awakening. I met a girl Up to this point in my life, I thought I might be gay because my dad always called me faggot. I didn't care if I was gay. I was just glad my tiny manhood had finally picked a side. It's too much information in that sentence, isn't it? And everything's going so well in Idaho. Mom goes, you know, we're having so much fun. You know, we're going to stay a couple extra days, but decides not to call and tell my dad. Again, what could go wrong here? So 2 days later, we start driving back, you know. Again, we drove all day, slept at rest stops at night. Sometimes Mom went out with Uncle Rest Stop Janitor. My sister and I made cigarette lighter s'mores. Takes about 4 hours, by the way, to make a s'more with a cigarette lighter. And you got to remember something. My mother and father did not get along. My dad had been stabbed by her a couple times. So he's freaking out in California. He thinks I'm dead in a ditch. Mom has bought an Uzi and is shooting up go-kart driving Shriners at a Labor Day parade. And because they didn't get along, the court said that I could never be dropped off at either one of their houses. I always had to be dropped off at a neutral place because the cops were tired. And I get dropped off at Grandma Titus's. How do I describe my Grandma Titus? Grandma Titus was a grandma with absolutely no hugs. Bitch didn't bake cookies either. If you hugged Grandma Titus went, almost like, it burns, it burns! She never said that, but it was implied. She had one friend. Grandma Titus had this little dog, Bridget, this poodle. It's dark gray when it was new, but the dog lived like 38 years, man. At the end of its life, it was just sepia tone. It just looked like a fuzzy Civil War photograph. And it was just like Grandma. You try to pet this dog, hey! Grandma Titus died of Alzheimer's, but she had Alzheimer's for 20 years. Nobody has Alzheimer's for 20 years. Yeah, we figured out that one day Grandma Titus just decided, fuck it, I'm not talking to anybody. Hey, Grandma, how you doing? You feeling okay? I'm trying to finish the New York Times crossword and I have Alzheimer's. Back off. You seem kind of lucid, Grandma. Mumble, mumble, blah, blah, blah. Who are you? Better? Little sidebar about that story. So just so you guys know, if you know my comedy, I've never once asked my family if I could tell any of these stories, ever, which has made Thanksgiving fucking weird. I go to a family reunion, no one's happy to see me. Hey, it's good to see you guys. How'd this year go? It was fine. Everything went great. Go have some pie. So the one time I asked for permission was a Grandma Titus, but my Aunt Kathy is her daughter, and she's the opposite of Grandma Titus. She's the most family-oriented, loving, amazing human being. So I respect her so much, I called her, I go, Kat, I want to do this bit about Grandma Titus. Is it okay if I do it? She goes, well, do the bit for me. So I did the bit on the phone for her, like I just did for you. And there's a really long pause. And Kathy goes, that sounds about right. That's her daughter, man!